Hello, everybody, and welcome. We are back for another wonderful round of some DTM action. This time, we're at a crowd favorite. If you're familiar with ACC, then you're going to know this track a little bit better than most. Although it won't drive quite the same, you'll at least know where the turn-in points are and how the track should feel in some sense. Let's see how the drivers are doing as the qualifying session gets underway. Here we go. Looking at the timing tower, only two people have done laps so far. That's going to be Rene Martinez and the Raiden Shogun. Those two have done their first two laps right now. And that'll be a 21-4 for Rene Martinez and the Shogun getting a 22 flat right now. So just a half second between those two drivers, but everybody else getting to grips with this new circuit to them. And we'll see how they do in the coming laps. Stay tuned. And there we go, folks. That's gonna do it for this qualifying session. No surprise there, the Raiden Shogun getting P130, excuse me, 21.396, a 121 out of him. Really close was Rene Martinez in a 121.4. Derek McCord having the 122.2, actually, in front of Ramiro Perez, who's only able to get a 123.4 down. And then a couple slower laps behind, that'll be Jake Foucher. And surprise, surprise, we haven't seen Keith Hurst this time out. And another driver we're missing out, another couple drivers we're missing out on are the, what is the Dutch Blunt Master presented by the Real High Man? Indeed, indeed. Yes, Blunt Masters Express. Any way you want to cut it, we've got it chopped up for you, sir. How are you doing, Mr. Bowmeister? Thank you for joining us. Thank you for hanging out, as always. But we've got a little bit of a wait to go, so let's get going to some music as we wait. Sounds amazing. And if you need suggestions, always hit up Santana Europa. Just to warm up, everybody's practicing and having some fun goofing around. And here's the event info for you folks. It will be around 30 degrees Celsius on the track and around 20 degrees in the air. So dry, dry, dry all around, but it will be kind of hot. So the tires will get punished here in this quick little sprint race, but we'll see how the drivers fare as we get into the session in just one more moment. Drivers are taking to the grid right now. Oh, baby Lexus is doing fantastic, of course. You missed it, man. I even had the puppy camera ready to go the other day, and I decided not to stream, but I have it ready to go. I have an additional webcam for like wheel watching, so I've got everything ready to go to make this happen. You just wait. It's happening. But here you go. If you're interested in joining us for the next race, make sure you join the Discord and sign up before 5 minutes are left in this session. And away we go for race 1 now. We've got one more race coming up after this, and they're side by side through turn 1. And it was really close between Renee and the Shogun, but they made it out cleanly. Now McCord loses out to Ramiro Perez, and that'll be blood lost between the two brothers here. The Audi going against the Beamer side by side. I think his nose gets clipped by Ramiro Perez, and I hear a couple profanities out in the chat. I think there might be a little bit of remorse there for that incident. And a couple of slowdown penalties coming out. Sounds like people have been cutting out the chicane there. Again, taking that esports line. And here's Shogun and Ramiro Perez. Excuse me, Perez is behind Rene Martinez now, and it's Martinez and the Shogun who are leading us away. Man, and I wish we had gotten a safety car called out, and that might be Ramiro Perez who's gone out. No, that's Rene Martinez gone out. This is before the end of the lap, before the Jackie Ilbach curve. Ilbach chicane, excuse me. And all's fair in love and war. Looks like they are nose astern now. 1, 2, 3, 4. All within a second of each other. Got on the old whiskey throttle, got a little loose there. Absolutely, the big old tank slapper caught him with his pants around his ankles. But he sure done did cut it. And he's doing all right now, Bob did the boy. And boy, oh boy, not too much action going down for that first lap, but enough to keep the blood pumping. Keeping me awake right now. There goes Rene Perez. Excuse me, Ramiro Perez. Almost going to the back of the Shogun, and there goes Jake Foucher coming over the crest, and that must be at, where is that? Schmelling. I know that's not how you pronounce it, but that must be where he went over the crest and down he went into his calamity. Just like you said, did not get off the throttle and just hammered down. May have lost a little too much there, and he'll be fighting with Derek McCord now for not last place. 12 minutes left in this race, so anything can happen, and as I said, a lot of action left to go. DRS for the lap 3 remaining. There's 3 DRS zones, it looks like, and in this race it looks like everybody but the leader should be getting the DRS boost to help alleviate some or excuse me, even out the field. And there goes Foucher. There goes Foucher, and McCord goes through, and that'll invert the position for not last. Track limits abusers coming out. We're getting penalties handed out quickly and swiftly. The drivers must take those slowdown penalties seriously, otherwise they will get more severe as the race goes on. Best laps coming in order right now. 1:22.4 for the Shogun. Rene Martinez with the 22.8. Ramiro has not done a valid lap yet since the race has started, so we won't be able to pull one there. Derek McCord with a 1:23.8, and Jake Foucher with a 32.6 being his only valid lap of the 4 being done so far. So a lot of work left to go for Foucher right now. And not so much work left to do for Shogun except for driving straight, as he's doing nothing but valid laps all the way through to the end. It does sound like one of the drivers has got terminal damage and will have to retire from the race. That will be Jake Foucher going to the pit lane right now, and that'll be his retirement, I believe. Here is that battle for P1 right now, and those fastest laps have quite the difference to them, but I don't know if Shogun's really beating the snot out of those tires right now, and if those will make it to the end. But time will tell, and he has been doing well to hold on to this championship so far, so we'll see how this all plays out for Rene Martinez, who has been a quick boy since he got back into the seat. Glad to see him joining the pack again. Just about 1.5 separating those two drivers right now, and that stayed pretty consistent over the last 2 laps. I'm not sure how much further they can get. Oh, and I was muted that whole time. It's okay. But back to the battle between 1 and 2, Rene Martinez and the Rated Shogun. A lockup from behind that might have been Ramiro Perez. That's for sure who that was. In the background we heard. But the battle between 1 and 2 has come down between a second now as the drivers head towards turn 1. And go through Erst and go to Sternwalk-Bocht corner and Cannelbach. And headed towards Lucien Blankenbach. I'm not making these corner names up. This is exactly what they're called. Derek McCord getting hit with the stupid stick and getting the slowdown for the abusive penalties and track limits now. Can't be good for his efforts to try to catch up to Ramiro Perez if he happens to make a mistake, but will be helping Jake Foucher as a couple laps to go. Jake Foucher will get the help that he needs to make it to the end. Rene Martinez doing that work. 8/10 right now. Really saving it for the last couple seconds of this race. (7:10) separating the two drivers. Shogun getting another slowdown now. And he might be able to slow down just enough at the entry to the chicane to not lose too much time. But Rene Martinez wants a piece of the pie. .240 left to go. Oh, and a big wiggle from Rene Martinez. That is not what he needed, but he still managed to keep it close. Coming into the last two laps. Ooh, and the gap drifts away to about a second now. Ouch. With the gap coming down to half a second, one more lap to go as the drivers cross the line. Another slowdown for the Shogun. I'm not sure. Oh, that'll be a cut for Rene Martinez for sure. Oh, maybe he didn't get a cut there. Under the half-second mark. Another slowdown for the Shogun coming into the final chicane. Is there anything that Rene Martinez can do using his push to pass, holding it off to the last minute? He's got nothing left. Going out to the line. Oh, it's banging and popping, but there's nothing left to do. That is a 1-2 Shogun Martinez finish. Rene Martinez coming in third, Cord coming in fourth, and Foucher finishing out in fifth place. What a race and what a finish. All right, everybody, and we are back for race number 2. After a short break, away we go. Drive-through penalty for Romero Perez for jumping the start. Don't quite know how that happens. Maybe an error with the launch control, but that'll be 5th place for him for sure. At this rate, Derek McCord leads the charge in this reverse grid race 2. Rene Martinez already jumps Jake Foucher into P3, and the Shogun is holding back in P4 for now, but he will make his move quickly, and there he goes. He's already up into 3rd place, and now tucked in behind Rene Martinez, and there goes Perez ahead of Foucher somehow, even though he's got the drive-through left to go, and Rene Martinez trying to make his breakaway gets a little bit of the slowdown penalty here from race room, and so does McCord for abusing the first chicane. Martinez is now passed, and that is, I think, contact there. No, maybe not. Couldn't tell. There definitely was contact between 2 drivers, Perez and McCord maybe. Saw a blue and black car with red all over. Perez still needs to serve his drive-through. I'm not sure if he forgot about that already. And Shogun in first place now, ahead of Martinez, about a half second back now. And this is as close as that battle's ever been. At the start of the race, at least. But still, I'm not sure if this is going to be Martinez's time to shine, or if the Shogun will sprint away from it. Time will tell. We've got 13 minutes left on the clock. Let's see what we have in store. Looks like Foucher and Romero might be in a race of their own. 7 seconds adrift from each other, and Romero Perez obviously being the faster of the 2. I think he'll catch up to Foucher and make that battle heat up real soon. Now 1.2 seconds separating the 2 leaders right now. And here comes Romero Perez, or that was Romero Perez chasing up Foucher for just a moment. But back to the Shogun Martinez battle.